So we are going to talk about the selection tool. So now I would want us to, as usual, create a project. So we create a simple project that we are going to use. And remember, we are going to create a project for, which is going to be our main work for today. And then we're going to add other things to it because we're going to use the selection tool more. We're going to go more deeper into the selection tool and then the different types of selection tools that we have. All right, so we'll quickly go there, we create our new project, click on the create, and I'm still going to use the 444, and I'll have my project created here. All right, so the selection tools we are going to use, now there are a lot of selection tools. We have the rectangular marquee tool, which is also a selection. We have the elliptical, and then we have other selection tools here, object selection, quick selection, and then magic wand. Now, what we are going to talk about today is the quick selection tool. Is the quick selection tool, and you can find it from the drop downs here. That's a quick selection tool. Now, as the name suggests, it is used to select object very quicker. Okay, so now I have my project here, and the idea is to use the selection tool to create or select an object. Now, through this act, we are going to look at how we can remove a background of an image. Certainly, we use the quick selection tool to do that. So we are going to open an image that is out, should be outside our main project. So I'll go to open, and then I'll go to the image side and try to remove the background of Kofi Annan. So this is the image we have. This is the image we have. This is not quite good. Okay, but we can still use it. Let me look for another image and see. Let me look for an image. Let's see if I can find a high pixel image like this. Okay, let me try this. Okay, yeah, I think this one is good. The pixel is good. So let's use JJ. Now we have this picture here. Now you can see that with a picture, this is the object. That is the main object, is the picture or the person inside. And then the background is what we have at the back. Now we want to select the image. And by so doing, we're moving the background of the image. So we'll use the quick selection tool. And then once we click on the quick selection tool, when you go to the properties bar, you can see certain functionalities that you can use. Now here we have a command which says select subject. Okay, select subject. Now this is the subject and then the background. So we click on select subject, and then automatically Photoshop will process and then look for the subject in it, and then it will select it. That is why it is called a quick selection tool. Okay, so once we select it, come to and then click on select subject from the properties bar. It is going to process and then select the subject in it, which means it is going to select the image out from the background. So let's see as it is processed. Now you see that after the selection, it will create a dashed lines around it. To create lines around it, which means that it has been selected. Remember, when we use the rectangular selection tool, you saw that when we draw around it, you can see some movement around the place that we have selected. the same way is going to apply to this image. So now the image has been selected out of the background. So it will go through and then select whichever place that is not part of the image, which is the subject, will not be selected. Now you can see that the image, only the image has been selected. So I'll click on the move tool and then I'll try to move the image. Now you can see that the image has been moved out. It has been moved out. So I'll move it and then drop it on my original page. That is original project that I'm doing. Now let me just, it is very huge. So let me zoom it out and then resize it to fit the screen that I'm using. Okay, so now you can see that our image has been removed from the background and has been placed on another background. So this is a quick way to remove a background of an image, and you can see that it has removed it very nicely. Now this is the image. This is where we removed from, and we have the image here. Okay, and what happens is when you even remove it and drop it to another page, it's not going to be removed from here. It will still be there so that you can make double duplicate or double selection or double copy of the same image. But we have made a duplicate and then has been sent to the original page. So here we can add our own background to the page. So this is a quick way of removing the background of an image using the quick selection tool. So now we have changed the background. Now you can see that you have a new background and then our image is here. Through this, you will also be able to insert this into a shape that you want to, as we did with the, now you see that you have this, if you have an image like this, we can also insert it into, let me remove this one. You can also insert it into the circle by going to the create clipping mask. And now our image is now inside a circle like this. It's now inside of a circle or an ellipse like this. Good. So this is a quick way of removing a background of an image and placing it on a different background. Okay. Using the quick selection tool. Okay, so with a quick selection tool, once you select the process again, you select it, then you come to select object. But one funny thing is that it's not always that it will be able to select the entire or the real subject. Sometimes some of the some of the selection may go beyond the real subject. So in the case when some of the selection goes beyond or outside the subject or the image that you want to select, you can as well use the same quick selection tool to bring the selections closer. So with the addition symbol inside of the selection, that is additional selection, you can add the selection. So now if I want to select other part like this, I'll be able to draw around it. Okay, where I want to select up to, I'll be able to draw around it and then I will select all of them. Now, as well, I can also use the negative selection tool to also bring the selection to close. So sometimes the selection may go beyond where you expect. You can also use the negative selection to bring it closer to where you want to select. And in case you don't also use the quick that is select subject, you can as well use the addition selection to draw around it. So as you are drawing, you are selecting it. You are moving around it. Okay. Now any part which is selected will also be removed. So now the same process has been repeated here. Without clicking on the select subject, you can just use the same process and then it will select the image for you as well. Do you have a question up to this point?
Okay. Yeah, I want you to um I want you to kindly start afresh this particular thing today's lesson, how you use that quick removal tool to remove the background, the picture from the background.
I should go over.
Yeah, please. I just want to observe something. That is why. So
Okay,
I
so
humbly request.
there are many ways you can use to remove the background of a picture. And one of them is the quick selection tool. So with the quick selection tool, once you click on it, you go to the properties bar. As I told you, that any tool that you select has its own property. So when you go there, you can find select subject. Okay, and now the image is the subject, and then we have a background. So Photoshop is very wise that it will identify the subject in it. So once you click on select subject, it will process it and then we select the image which is perceived to be the subject. Now it knows which image is the subject and which image is the background. So it will select the image from it and it has selected it very nicely. Okay. After that, after selecting it, you can click on, that is if you want to move the image from the background and place it on your folder, on your project, you use the move tool. You click on the move tool and then you send your image to your project. See that it has opened and you can drop it here. And now let's resize it to fit into the space. Now you see that our image is now um, has a transparent background, just like this. But they have put it on our project, so we have an image like this. So this is the first procedure to remove a background of a picture. That is moving the image from the original position to your project. Have you got it?
Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I asked you to teach was that um I didn't carefully take a look at how you selected the subject. So I've now seen it. Thanks so
Okay.
much. So we may proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the first procedure is to remove the image or which has been selected to your project. Now this is our project, and we have removed it to the project. Another way is to create a mask on it. Okay, now let me go to the second way. Let's use this one. The second procedure is to erase the background. Okay, clean the background. And to do that, we have selected the image. So this is the image which has been selected. If we apply the eraser tool on it, you will see that the image has been selected and it's going to be the one which will be erased or cleaned. So you see that though I'm applying the eraser here,
Yeah.
but it is not cleaning, but it is cleaning rather the image because that is what has been selected. So I can clean the image and then to left with the background. But that is not what I want to do. I want to rather clean the background. So I have to invest the selection. Okay.
So what key combination did you use to bring the image back after after I been used?
You can use undo because
Or
I've cleaned it.
control Z?
So I can use the undo. That is, go to edit and then click on undo
Okay.
eraser or control Z. And then
Okay.
so now I need to invest the selection. Okay. I need to rather select the background because now I have selected the
Yeah.
subject. I need to rather select the background. So I'll go to select on the menu bar, select, and then I will do invest. Okay. So this is a selection, and then I have to invest it. Now it will rather select the background and leave the image. So you see that if I apply the eraser on the image, it is not erasing because that is not what has been selected. But
Yeah.
I go to the background would now be what? Erased. So I can clean the background now, and then I'll be left with the image. So when I deselect it, I go to select and click on deselect. If I click on deselect, you see that only the image is now left. Only the image is now left uh, on my project. I've removed I've cleaned the background. So that is another way of removing the background of an image. So for this one, you use it when you want to use the same picture as the project. Okay, so now I've cleaned the background, I have a white background now, and I want to use the same background as the project. Then I can apply all the other designs that I want to apply to. Maybe write the name and add some designs on it, add Ghana flag somewhere, and then you are gone. So there's another way of removing the background. Have you understood this one too?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me undo everything. Now, the third procedure is also the masking. The masking. Now I have selected the image. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to remove. I can also do a masking on it. So I go to select, select. Okay, I don't want to use shortcut. Okay, no problem. I can just click here. There is a quick button here which says add a mask. Okay, down here it says add a mask, but there's a procedure somewhere here I need to find. Is it the layer?
The layer mask. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me use this one. I have a mask button here. When I click on it,
Yeah.
you see that only this place will be masked. The background will be masked, and then to be left with only the image. So there is another
Yeah.
quick way of using the quick removing the background. So now I have the only the image here. I can send it to my project here, or I can decide to do the design here, add another background here. I can also decide to add another background on this same page because I have masked on the image. So this is another way of removing the background of an image. Okay, I hope you understand this procedure too.
Yes, please.
Okay, there's another one, and that is it only applies when the image has the same color. Okay, that is the quick the magic eraser. If the image has a solid color, that is, if it has maybe a white or white color, or black color, or yellow color, we did it in the introduction. You can use the magic eraser to just click on it once, and then the background will be removed. So I hope you understand up to this point. Okay. We can also use the elliptical marquee tool. I hope you know this one, to select just a portion of the image. So like this, if I want to select it like this, I can just draw the ellipse around it. Then I can select only that part, and I'll take it to my project.
The movie.
So I can use the elliptical selection tool to also select, and I'll have the shape that I selected here. So this is how I use to select and have the same shape here. So this is what we also have here. Okay, so with this set and done, let's use this procedure to create another design for ourselves. Have you installed the 2021 Photoshop?
Yeah, I have designed, but I have a little challenge. When a design is saved, I can't find the default format. I only see the still format.
When you do what?
Now when I save a project,
Mm-hmm.
when I save a project, I don't find the default format. Only the still format is what pops up in saving the project.
Now share your screen with me and
If
let me
you
see what you're talking about.
okay, let me launch it. It's giving me some challenges with saving it. So let's continue, please.
Okay.
It's now
Okay, so
take some time.
we are going to use this procedure to create a beautiful design for ourselves, and we are going to use this image to create a design for us. So we are going to let me look for, do I have a Ghana flag? Let me go and look for Ghana flag. I think I have a Ghana flag. We're going to design a simple profile image or any image or flyer or sort of a social media post with this procedure.
I don't know what's happening to the photo. It's if I should share my screen. I'm having this.
Okay, so I have a Ghana flag here. I'll select this one.
It says the Adobe Photoshop is not responding.
Okay,
Let me share my screen. Screen sharing has failed to start.
screen sharing.
Yeah.
Unless I stop my, you cannot share with me. So let me stop it.
Okay. Okay.
Then you can share yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, but this is 2022,
That's 2021.
2021.
Oh. Yeah.
Really? Your screen is gone.
Yeah. I have some projects, but yeah, it's loading. I find it very difficult.
Okay, so let's go on to the project, and then when we are done, we'll talk about it. Okay, so this is what I want us to do. We are designing a simple project for this, and so let's just apply some creativity here. I'll just add a rectangle on top. I'll add a rectangle on top, and then I have to remove the stroke around it, and then I'll create an arc and take it up where I should not see the other edge. And then I'll bring my image, that is the Ghana flag here. It is an index, right? It is an index, so I need to change from index to RGB. Okay, now I can remove it to the place. So I have my image here, and I want to create a mask for it. So I go to layer, create clipping mask so that it will fit inside the shape. So this is what I have here. I can mirror it horizontally so that the red will come first. So I'll mirror it like this, and then the red will come first. Okay, now I have to type the name of the person here. So I will use the text tool. I will use the text tool. And then I will type the name of the person. I'll make sure I use so I'll use so let me change the font to something official. I'll change the font to of something official, like New Times or Nexalite. Okay. So I have my text on it. Let me change the size to maybe 10 or 12. This is not the main title that I want to create, so I'll just use something smaller. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. So my this thing went off. This is my network.
Okay, so
But
I'll change this to 12. Okay, now I think 12 is okay. 12 is too big. Let me use 10. Okay, so
So I didn't see the processes for the Ghana flag for the Ghana flag too.
okay, so
Yeah,
we use the clipping mask. Now I'll create my rectangle here,
yeah,
and then I will remove the stroke, take the empty stroke, and then I'll use to curve the edges, that is the radius. Take it up small. And then I'll go for my image, that is the Ghana flag, and then drop it here. After that, I'm going to use the layer mask. So I go to layer and click on create clipping mask, and then the image will fit inside the shape like this. Now I want the red to come first. So I will use the horizontal flip here, and then I'll click on it. Once I click on it, you see that it has changed position. Now that is the
yeah.
quick way of adding it to it.
Okay.
So I write the name here, former president. I'll let me change the color to black. Processing very slow.
Yeah, can you please can I share my screen so that you take a look at something, please?
So I'll select the black for my, you were saying something?
Yeah, I said, can I share my screen so that you take a look at something, please?
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
No, unless I,
You can see it, please. Yes, yes.
mhm.
You can now see my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a project I created
Mhm.
over the weekend. But unfortunately, if as you save it, this is what I was referring to. If you select save as,
Mhm.
now from you say, okay, I don't know, say very surprising. Yeah, okay, I cannot get the JPEG, but initially JPEG was not part of the um save as type file.
Oh, okay.
So that was what I'm saying, but I'm very surprised I'm seeing JPEG. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what was the cause, but okay, thanks.
Okay.
So this is one of the projects I created, and then uh, there are other projects I created as well. I have this too, and then there is one I created as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
okay. So this is what I've been able to do so far.
Okay. That's good. The only advice is that you should use the spaces.
And which spaces are okay? The spaces to the left and right of the project.
There are a lot of spaces around it that you could have used.
Okay, okay.
So let's move to our project and then
All right, okay. So
take
let
some
me start
from
from now.
there. Okay, so back to our project. Now this is what we have. I used black for the former president, and I'm going to the main project, the main title. So I'll select my text tool, and then I'll create a name. So this is, I'm going to just put it here. I'll arrange it very soon. So you see that how to arrange your project or your files. Okay, so these are the titles or the text I want to use. So I'm going to arrange it now. Now this is going to be the last thing, so it should be here. Then I'll increase the size to maybe 24. Then I'll make sure I use a bold text. Let me use Harabara. I want to, this is what I was talking about, using the spaces. I want to use the space very well. So
Yeah, okay, okay.
you can as well use the space here. 2018, 24. Okay, let me use some bold text. Okay, so now I think I can change this one to
Yeah.
something else, maybe. Change to 18. Now I have this here. Now,
And if you can also put the title upwards a bit, like lieutenant, if I suggest.
no, it's not this an arrangement I want to consider.
All right.
You should always look at the arrangement. It's very important. We're going to talk about arrangements. Okay, so I have this arrangement here, and I can create some design here. And I'll make this red, certainly. I'll make this red. I'll select from the colors here, make it red, and then use another one, create another one.
So
You
what shortcut? Let control C.
Alt, you click on Alt, you hold the Alt and then you move it. Or you can click on Control J to duplicate and then after you move it. So you hold on Alt, you see that the cursor has changed.
Yeah.
One black, one white, then you can move it. I'll set this one to, I'll choose this green. Okay, so I want to put it somewhere here. And good. So this is the simple design I want to present. And if you want to add a background to it, you can add your own background. But for me, I wish this is the image I want to present. This is the image I want to present. But if you have a background that you can add to beautify it, let me see the last background we used. Then I'll go to, let me enlarge it first. I'll go to layer, go to arrange and send it to back. You see that it does not look nicely, but I can only change the text. Select all of them, shift, and then I'll click on all of them, and then they will be selected. Then I can change the color, all of them to white. Good. So you can do either do this or choose the white space, which has the white background. I think this one is nice.
Yeah, I even prefer this background.
Yeah.
It's very simple and unique.
So this is our project. And you look at the process when you get the video, you look at the process and then design
The
thing.
same thing with a different image.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but please let me still put this question to you.
okay.
I have been tomorrow. Now, what is the default before in the commencement in the initial vision of the project? When you were beginning this particular project, what is the default size that you chose?
Default what?
Default project size,
The
the
size.
space size that, yeah.
That was 4 by 4 inches.
All right. So how do I select that? I think I have.
So you go to when you are creating the new project, you go to new, and then you see that when you select whether photo or print. So now if I select photo, you come to this side. Okay. Sometimes it will be at pixels. If it is at pixels, you can set it to 1,000 by 1,000. You can set 1,000 here and 1,000 here. If it is on inches, then you can set it to 4 and then 4, and then it will be a square like.
Okay.
So if I click on create, I'll get this.
So how about print?
What? Use this the two measurement, the pixels and then the inches.
Inches. Okay.
Just concentrate on that.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So there is a project we have created for ourselves, and you can go through and then add. Which week are we? Is it week what? Week 3 or 4?
Week, this is the second week.
Second week.
Yeah. Well, the issue was this is the second week of uh Photoshop, but almost the third week if we have continued with the Power BI.
No problem. So
Yeah.
all right. So this project, and we will save it, and then we'll add more things to it. Files. Okay, we'll save it though, but we'll continue with with it and then add more features as we learn more about it. So today we learned about the quick selection tool to remove the background of an image. We explore the different types, that is selecting and then masking it, or selecting and then invert the selection and then cleaning the background, or selecting it and then moving it from the original place to your project. So these are the three procedures we used, of which you can also use to remove the background. And then we created this simple project. This is simple but very powerful, because simple designs are very powerful. Okay, so if there are no other questions, then, or do you have a question or contribution or anything that you want to say?
For now, I do not have any questions, please.
Okay, so we would end the class
Okay.
so that you go
Thank
through.
you for your time.
All right.
And have a happy Easter.
All right.